Hello everybody, Mad Marshman here again with Dwarf Fortress, and we are right where we left off, because this is literally 1 minute after finishing the last record, and I hated to stop here, but it was a good place to stop because people who know how to play Dwarf Fortress wouldn't even want to watch the first episode and made us want to watch the game. But I am going to be doing this like a tutorial. As I said, I'm going to try and make this game seem not so foreign. So hit enter, and we will prepare to strike the earth. Right, the game has started paused, which is what we want. We do not want the screen to look like this. That little regional map on the right, we don't need it. So hit tab, and it'll disappear. Hit tab again, and the text pushes over to the right. So do you want me to turn the music down fractionally, seeing as I'm trying to talk through this? So that's your Soundsense window. Right, so the mouse wheel scrolls in and out. The arrow keys move us around. So here is our setup. So if all the hotkeys are listed all the time while you're playing. So this game is basically played turn-based as pause. So there's no rush. So we can push K, and we're now looking wherever our yellow cursor is. We're looking. The green cursor is my mouse. I'll move that off the screen. Gone. So we've got cat, and we've got a turkey and a wagon. This is our wagon. Here is a dwarf, Tun Kata Mongoz. If anyone wants to be named as a dwarf, I don't even know if I've got enough viewers anymore to get 7 names. Yes, and that is 7 dwarfs, in case you hadn't noticed. Here's our carpenter. And we can enter, view units. We can view our unit. He owns 14 objects. We even look at his relationships. His deity is Odin. We may have to build a temple to Odin. And all the other people are his friends. We can view Odin. Odin is a deity of the merchant of Titanus, blah blah blah. So we can look at everything. We can look at one of these dwarfs. We can view this dwarf. We can enter his thoughts and preferences. He is annoyed when caught in the rain. He is a faithful worshipper of Lizig. So we've already got 2 dwarfs worshipping 2 deities. So this could be a conflict already. He is tall and scrawny. His sideburns are clean shaven. This is not just something that's pre-written. This was all procedurally generated in the world. It's mad. Escape will just retreat you out. These are trees. Your greater than and smaller than, which is obviously shift and period and shift and comma, take you up and down. This is a 2D world. So I'll just scroll out again, so I need to bring my mouse back in. Right, so up is less than. So these are tree tops. You can see we're in the trees. We go down through the branches, down to the tree trunks, and then we actually go underground. So if I just go to the left a bit. The arrow keys move you about the screen. If you hold shift, they move in increments of 10 spaces. So this, it says there, downward slope. Arrows pointing down are downward slopes. Arrows pointing up are upward slopes. So this dark area in here, we're now actually inside the mountain. So if we go up, and sorry, that was down. We go up and up and up and up. We go up the hill, as you can see. And if we go down inside the mountain. F1 takes us back to our wagon. Okay. Right, so we're dwarfs. We know that, so I'll scroll right out to see what we've got. Have a little bit of a look. Go up, 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 and down, down, down. I'm just looking to see if I've got water sources or anything obvious. There is a water source over here. It says stagnant pool, not very good for drinking out of. And it's a long way away from us, so we're hoping to find water underground. F1, just to get us back again. Silt loom, we can grow plants in that. This is rock. Where are we? Right in the middle of the map, are we? More or less. It's that red stuff. Sandy clay loom wall. I'm actually using my mouse to click on things, which is sometimes easier. Right, we can either dig into the ground. What are they? They're kangaroos. Yeah, kangaroos. So I don't know if they're going to be aggressive. We can, if we hit K for look, and we look at a kangaroo, we hit enter. A medium-sized creature that can be found hopping through the grassland. Her hair is brown, her skin is brown, her eyes are black. Doesn't say hostile. But I saw them, so I wanted to go. I actually want to come over here. I actually want to go into the sandy loam because we can grow plants in that. And it's quicker to dig into dirt than it is into rocks, and quick can be good to start with. So, escape takes you back. Escape, this is our main menu. If you go escape too far, you go into that menu, so enter gets returned to game. So D is designate. D, again, is mine. We use the arrow keys. We hit enter. I'm going to hold shift and push right. That goes forward 10. I'm going to go forward 10 again. And I'm going to go forward 10 again. And I'm going to go down. So and then hit enter. So this has now all been designated to be mined out. That'll do to start with because we're not sure what we've got, so that's exploratory. Excuse me, voice crack. Right, so we're still in designation mode, as I'm just looking for our caravan. So we're now going to push T. As you can see, it's chop down trees. I'm going to not go too far away. We're going to stay somewhere near the caravan. The wagon. So I'm going to push enter, hold down shift, push up twice, right twice, enter. So all them trees have gone black. I'm going to push P for gather plants, push enter, hold shift, go down twice, across, left twice, push enter again. So we're gathering them. That's not very many, so I'm going to hit enter again, and I'm going to cover a bigger area. And we're going to go to T for chop trees, and we're going to do the same. So I've just repeated what I've done before, yeah? So now our tree cutter is designated to chop trees. Other people are designated to get plants. Our miners have been designated to mine that. So now we want to do our animals. If you remember, we brought turkeys and cats and dogs, and we'll have 2 beasts of burden. They'll be the animals that towed the cart. So if we hit Z, now we go hit escape, sorry, to go back to the main menu, and hit Z. We've now got animals, kitchen, stone and stock. So we go to animals, hit enter. So we've got 3 dogs, 3 cats, our turkeys. And we actually were unlucky and got 2 female horses. Sometimes you get ox, yaks, and if you're really lucky you get a male and a female, and they can breed. But these 2 can't because they're the same sex, so we've got 2 horses. Anyway, we want I for zones. So somewhere near our entrance, or your entrance, because your map will probably be different to mine. I'm coming right over here. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hold shift and go down 1 and across 1. You can do what you like, but this is what I do. So that's now made an area, a zone, and if you look, we've got N for pen and pasture, so we hit N. A new option has appeared, capital N, pen and pasture information. If you ever want to read it, like the word information has gone off the screen, hit tab a few times and it brings that big text area back. Alright, so shift and N. So we now go up and down the animals with the plus and minus sign. It tells you that, it says plus and minus, select, enter to assign. So cats, you let cats roam free because they will chase vermin and get rats and things out of your food. For now we're going to put the turkeys here, so I'm hitting enter each time I go on one. All the turkeys, both the horses, they need to graze or they will die of starvation. Right, so that's done. So we hit escape and escape again. Right, now we're going to hit P, and P is for stockpiles, so we're going to hit W for wood. Move our cross somewhere near. You can probably see where mine is, the yellow cross. So I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to do the same again. Up with shift, left with shift. That is now a wood stockpile. All the wood that they chop down will now go there. I'm going to make one more. I'm going to escape. I'm going to go I again for zones. I'm going to make one more zone. You can see our other zone appeared. If you went into that, that will show, and hit N, Shift and N, that will now show us the details of that so we can change them, but we don't want to do that. We're going to start a new one, just a small one. We're not using Shift to move around here, we're just using the arrow keys. And we're going to put the dogs in here, so again that's N pasture. They don't need to pasture, but we want the dogs right near the door, because dogs will catch thieves. Right, so before we do that, your Dwarf Therapist should have launched. If it hasn't launched, go to your Lazy Noob pack, go to Utilities and double click Dwarf Therapist, but if you right clicked it, that would have launched automatically. Hit connect. This is a third party piece of software for managing your dwarfs. Now, you can manage the dwarfs in game, but once you get about 200 dwarfs, it becomes a nightmare. So we'll go for Labour's Full. If you don't have Labour's Full, go into Add, and Labour's Full will be in there. There it is, and you click on it, and that'll add it on. Right, so this will tell us what we've got. We've got 2 miners, because we brought 2 picks. We've got a woodcutter. We've got 1 axe at the moment. We've got a carpenter. We've got a mason. We've got a stonecrafter. We've got a hunter. We've got someone's good at diagnosis, so we've got a doctor. We've got a farmer. We've got a brewer, a cook, a butcher, a tanner, and a bone carver. 2 mechanics and an architect. Now architecture, everyone can be on architecture, to be honest, so you just click them with your mouse and then click this button here, which is commit changes. So now everyone's an architect. Everyone's hauling. If you've got someone to do an important job, you can take the hauling away from them. Right, if you click mine, and our 2 miners are at the top, I just wanted them at the top because I want to do this. I want everybody on plant gathering who's not a miner. You don't have to do this, you do what you like, but I like to get... So we ain't got any carpentry or any masonry to be done at the moment, so they can go plant gathering. So again, we'll commit the changes. We'll go back to Dwarf Fortress. And now we're going to unpause our game. So you need to be on the main menu, spacebar unpauses it. If we hit U for units, that'll tell us what they're doing. So the miner is pen and pasturing a turkey, the other miner is pasturing a turkey. Everyone's doing turkeys. Hit escape. The hunter's hunting. That red C on the left hand side of the screen and the green H, C is combat, H is hunting. If we hit A, we get announcements. Not enough nest boxes, well we ain't got a chance yet. R is reports. The hunter, as Tubal Shuddock, is hunting. So if we hit enter, that'll tell us the flying copper bolt strikes the kangaroo doe in the mouth and the injured part is cloven asunder. The kangaroo doe is having trouble breathing. Blah blah blah. So, and if we went down to the kangaroo, we probably get the same reports as the kangaroo and the hunter are fighting. So you get all that sort of business. So we're now mining. One of our miners is mining. So we've got 1 miner is digging, the other miner is storing wood in a stockpile. The hunter's claiming no job, but that's very briefly. That was you to get in units. So our miner is mining. I think that red stuff is clay, loomy, cavern floor, clay loom, clay, silt loom. Excellent. We can grow plants in all of this. I don't know what sort of plants we're going to grow. And the wagon, Q will give you query on anything. So if we come over to our wagon, we don't need it anymore. We've now got at the bottom X, remove building, so we'll push X. We don't need the wagon ever again. So we'll get 3 wood out of that. So we've paused the game, but as soon as you assign something, the game pauses. So you just get back to the main menu and it'll start again. And we're now going into rock. Right, why have you not dug that bit out? We've dug it 3 wide because that's how big a trade caravan needs to go. Right, so I've now hit space and paused the game because I now want to designate some more digging. Now if I hit shift and less than sign, which is shift and comma, which is the less than sign, that takes us up. So we could go up, and these are more soil layers: peat, silt loam, clay loam. So you can operate on multiple levels here, and the reason I want to go up is I don't normally go straight into the ground, don't normally go straight into building here. You could build here, but I don't normally do that straight away because that's not very defensible, and we are at war with the goblins, so I would like to build some kind of defences to start with. We don't need defences yet, but I'm just thinking ahead. So, okay. Right, okay, let's move. Designate H. H is channel. No, we don't want a channel. Ha 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 ha. Brain work. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig the defences now just to show you. This is a bit OP. We've got traps in this game, cage traps, and they will trap goblins and wild animals and things. And they are quite OP, but I don't want this fort to die too quickly. So we're going to use that to our advantage. So D is mine. So we hit enter. I'm going to use shift and down again, and across 2. Enter. Arrow keys, enter. So this is good practice for you anyway. Enter. Don't dig into that wall yet. We do want to eventually. Enter, across, enter. So you just use enter and you're basically creating a box. You probably worked that out by now, or I'd like to think you have. Just box designation. So what we're doing here, we're creating a zigzag loop that we're going to put a drawbridge in. And so any monsters or things that want to come into our fort, when the drawbridge goes up, they'll have to go through this loop system, and we could put arrow slots in it and have archers stand behind the walls, or we can, as I said before, we could fill it up with traps or all sorts of good stuff. Right, so this is a bit convoluted, but like I said, it'll give you some digging practice if you're going to try and imitate it. Right, so we'll actually break through that wall when we dig this, and we'll break through this wall when we dig it as well, but we currently don't need to, because if we need to defend ourselves now, we're really unlucky. So what I'm going to dig next is, I'm going to come over here a little bit. I'm going to dig this, so I'm going to hit D for mine, enter, and I'm going to draw, I'm going to come out here, then I'm going to hit I for an up down stairs. Stairs are quite complicated in this game. Hit enter. You don't have to do a 3 wide stairway, you can do whatever you like, but I like 3. So that will take us up a level. So if we go up a level, actually I'm going to let the miners do that, so I'll go down again and I'll hit space, because they're still chopping trees down and gathering plants. If we hit U for units, we can see that they're still working. So we'll let this miner do this. We could have took other duties off the other miner if we wanted, but when it's raining you can see the splashes, look. So he's mining an up down staircase. So the beauty of an up down staircase is if we go down, it's gone down. If we go up, it will go up. So we need to get our cursor, if we hit dig again, we get our cursor right over. I like to operate from the top left of the staircase. If you always operate from the top left, you always know where you are. So we'll go up, which was shift and period, or comma if you're English. So we're going to redraw the up-down staircase. And we're going to draw a corridor. So we're going to go back to D for mine, enter. That was shift and forward twice. I'm going to draw this corridor, and hopefully that should all be. We've gone up a few layers. We've gone up one layer, so we should be in the soil now. So it's back to the main menu and space to unpause. So we'll see one of them staircase tiles flash in a minute. Which means if it flashes, that means that's the next job designated by the miner. He's storing items in a stockpile. A stray dog has been missing for a week. Okay, return to game, pause. F1. Did I not assign the dogs? I did assign the dogs. Right, I. Go to this, shift and N. One of my dogs has gone, so whether it got killed by a kangaroo or has just wandered off, at least we've got a male and a female still, so we're sort of in luck. Right, we're going to do something we talked about. We're going to go to Dwarf Therapist, Lucum Keskal. He's going to be relieved of all hauling duties. Because whatever mine and I asked to be done, I want done. We'll leave lever pulling on, because that can be important. Right, back to Dwarf Fortress. So he should now stop messing around placing wood in log in wood stockpiles, and come mine. And here he comes. Right, so we go up. There we go. So I think it's safe to say that this is all peat. They're both mining now. Excellent. So I'm going to pause the game, and we're going to designate some areas. So I'm hoping that some of the seeds we brought. So I'm going to go enter, shift and up, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's big enough for a field. We'll do the same here. Enter, shift and up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm hoping that some of the seeds we brought will even grow in here. So I'm just designating more areas to dig out. So it's D for dig, and then just draw it with the mouse. And you've got to give them access. So the double tap is, I want you to designate a box. If you want one tile done, you just have to hit enter twice. Alright, we'll go on this side of the path, and we're going to hit shift, we're going to hit enter, shift and up, shift and across. And we do the same here. Whoops. Let them dig that out. Right, you can build workshops outside if you like, but this is why I like to dig in. If you dig in sand or clay or dirt or peat, they dig really quickly. So I'll start building my workshops now, and you'll see why. So B is build, W is workshop. Like I said, this is all listed. I'm just going quickly because I've done them lots of times, so I know. So we're going to have a carpenter's workshop. So we've got these 3x3 area. If you see, the top 3 crosses of this green block are bright, as are the middle 2 to the right and the middle 1 to the bottom. I know it sounds complicated, but the darker ones are unpassable. So if you were to actually put this here, no one could get to that door to the right of the corridor, the gap to the right, because that tile is unpassable. So just bear that in mind. Right, so we're going to put carpenters there, and we're going to build it out of chalk, because we got some chalk apparently. What was that we just built? We can put Q and go over it straight away. Go back to the main menu, Q, a carpenter's. Right, so build workshop, we want a mason. We'll give him a little gap. See there, the dark tile is right in front of the door. So that would make that door impassable, so I'm not going to put that there. So instead we're going to build our craft tools workshop. That's got one in the same place. What else will we be needing? Well, we'll want a still. The still will go there. See, did you understand that? That the dark squares are unpassable by dwarfs or animals. That'll be okay. We'll let them mine some more and we'll put something else there. The other option is obviously have bigger doorways. You don't have to have single square doors. You could have everything in one big open plan room if you wanted. There's no. This is the thing with Dwarf Fortress. There is no story. You write your own story. And there is stories to be written. Like I said, losing is fun, and the way you lose will be ridiculous. All right, pause. Build workshop. We can get our mason in now. We'll put him over here. Chalk, and we'll have our craft dwarf workshop here. We'll just sort of work around the miners at the moment. Right, let's let them go again. I'm still yet to see what these plants are we're planting. I mean, to be fair, if I pause it, hit F1, designate, gather plants, I think we need to do this because we don't know what we've got yet. So I'm going to do a massive area. It's a bit dangerous because any hostile creatures or whatever are going to get hold of our people like this, but we need all the food we can get, and might be something we can brew. I see these little stone things. They're beehives. You can brew mead, so I've never done that before either. Oh, hit escape too many times. Right. So they're all running upstairs with logs because they're now going to build me workshops. Right, our still has been built, so let's hit pause, Q, and go over the still and see if any of these plants we found are brewable. So add new task. No, nothing we've found is brewable. Carpenter's workshop is waiting for carpentry. Mason's workshop is waiting for masonry. Craft dwarf's workshop, right, add new task. W for wood. And then we use plus and minus to go up and down. So we go down to bolts. We're making some wooden bolts. They're fine for the hunter. We're now going to push R for repeat. With normal Dwarf Fortress, that'd be it. But we've got a third-party application because we're using a lazy new pack called DF Hack. And this gives us a thing called workflow. So if we hit Alt and W, this is quite advanced, but it helps no end. Workflow plugin is not enabled currently. We'd like to enable it. Why? Yes. Right, so we hit Shift and A. That's at the bottom. Capital A, add limit. So Shift and A. So select one of the possible outputs. We want bolts of any wood. So we hit Enter. That's now making 5 to 10 items. If we hit Shift and R, at the bottom it says capital R range. So basically this is going to make us 10 bolts, and the hunter will use them, and when it gets down to 5 he'll start making them again. That'll do for now. So A to add job. We're going to repeat this because you're going to learn it. Escape, because we're now set on wood still, we want to go back, so we're going to go for B for bone. And we're going to make bone bolts, which are at the top, so we're going to hit enter. So we're going to hit R to repeat, because you have to have a job on repeat to use workflow. So Alt and W for workflow, Shift and A for add limit, and we're going to make bolts of any bone. So any animals we slaughter, we can make crossbow bolts out of their bones. It's quite a lot we want the craft dwarf to do. So that was A to add a new job. Escape takes us back again. G for rock. Doesn't make sense, I know, but all the other buttons are probably used up. Use the plus sign to go down the list. Nest box. We want nest box for our turkeys, then they'll lay eggs. So R for repeat, Alt and W for workflow, Shift and A. We want nest box of any rock, and we don't want 5 to 10 because he'll make too many. We want 2 to 4, so he'll just make 4, and then when it gets down to 2 he'll start production again until he gets to 4, so we'll just trickle them in as we need them. And then at the second one down, Alt and G, rock mugs, repeat. Dwarfs get angry if they don't have a mug to drink out of. If they just drink straight out of the stream or the dirty pool, they'll get angry. But also, this is going to be the start of our economy. We have got a better thing I'll show you later, but this will do for now. So workflow, Alt and W, Shift and A, goblet of any rock, Shift and R, 50 to 100 to start with. Right, I'm a bit upset about the still. Oh, we ain't got a stockpile yet, that's why. They don't know that we've got any food yet until it goes in a stockpile. Right, so hopefully our dwarf will hurry up and get that big area dug out and we might stockpile. Because we need to get brewing. Hang on, we've got another workshop ready, so I've stocked the game again. Q. Carpenter. A. Right, for our stockpile we can store I think 50 items in a barrel. So we're going to use V for barrel. R to repeat. You know where this is going. Alt and W, Shift and A. Barrel of any wood. 5 to 10 again is too many. Later on in the game, yeah, 5 to 10 great. But this early stages of the game, 2 to 4. Because we've only got 7 dwarfs. And I'm sure you're used to playing management games. And if you get too many things on the go, everything grinds to a halt. And we are nearly gone for too many things. We want N for bins. Because some items go in bins, some items go in barrels. R for repeat, Alt and W, Shift and A. Bin of any wood, Shift and R, 2 to 4, yeah? I don't need to tell you how to play video games, I'm just trying to make Dwarf Fortress. The game is not complicated, it's just the user interface is a bastard. But that's all listed there for you. By the way, if you want to cancel a job, you have to hit R to take repeat off at first. Okay? You can't cancel a job while it's on repeat. So we've got wooden barrels, wooden bun. We want buckets. E. R. Yeah, we do the routine. 9 to 10. Right, we'll just hit Shift and R again. Wooden bucket. Alt and W. Don't know why. Oh, I've hit caps lock. That's why. I wonder why my buttons won't work. And if your buttons don't work, check caps lock. But I'm sure you're probably familiar with that game anyway. Right, we've got barrels, buckets, bins. Nah. Oh yes, wheelbarrows. Whoops, I used the arrow keys and that took me into the still. That will happen. Right, A. Yeah, plus and minus for these menus. We want a wheelbarrow. A wheelbarrow. We want more than one, we'll have 2 or 3. So we'll hit enter, A, enter, A, enter. It normally stays on the last item you are on. We want a couple of step ladders because they'll use them for getting fruit out of the trees. That's why I didn't check any of my trees, but sometimes it's best to check what types of trees you are cutting down because you could be cutting down your fruit trees. Yeah, and then we're going to go into production on spiked wooden balls because they will wreck everybody's economy. These, it's not a bug, I think he knows about it, but it is a genuine craft, and they're worth a bloody fortune. They're worth an absolute fortune to sell. Right, so the carpenter's going to be flat out. So we'll unpause the game hopefully get that stockpile area finished, mined out. So I'd like to get that designated. No. Right, so I'll pause the game. Q. So I saw the mason's workshop is finished. And I'm going to go back to the carpenter first, because I just remembered there's something else we want. Beds. Dwarfs will be unhappy if I don't sleep in a bed. So that's B. R. Alter and W for workflow. Workflow's brilliant. Looks complicated, but it just means you've got a constant trickle of items coming in, which is saves you messing around. We can use a manager to order things, but we haven't got a manager yet, but I'll deal with that in a minute. Right, I need a drink. I'm getting voice crack. Don't tell the dwarves, but I'm drinking Hobgoblin. Ah, right. What do we need first? Tables. T for table. I'm not going to put a workflow for that yet. We will do later. But I'm going to have another table. I don't want an armour stand. That's because I weren't on it. I just pushed T. See, if I'd have been on it down here, that would have stuck. There you go, I stuck. A throne is a chair. We're just getting a couple of each at the moment. Like I said, I will set up a workflow for them later, but right now that will do. And I'll set up a workflow for doors, I think, because we will always want doors for privacy and security. 2 to 4 is a nice number when you're starting the fort off. It's not too big. I love the music in this game, it's great. That's all open source as well, so you can play it on your YouTube channel. Is this a piece of wall or a piece of floor? It's floor. Right, P for stockpile. C for custom stockpile. T for stockpile settings. So E enables all animals. This is not live animals, this is meat. We're going to allow all food apart from seeds. So I've hit the right arrow key to go over. Again, this tells you all this at the bottom. Well, actually it uses the number pad. It says number pad for scroll. I use the arrow keys. You can use the number pad if you like. Obviously if you've got a laptop you might not have a number pad. So food, we're going to go down to seeds. And we can put F for forbid, because they're going to have their own. So that's E for enable. So E for animals, E for food, E for furniture. Not corpses, we don't want them indoors. Refuse. Right, we're going to enable it, but we don't want... We're going to forbid item types, we're going to forbid corpses, we're going to forbid body parts. But our bone crafter can use all these pieces, so I was hit just forbidden with F. Okay, stone, we don't want to bring the stone indoors because there'll be tons of it. Ammo, E for enable. Coins, E. Bars and blocks, E. Gems, E. Finished goods for now. Leather, yes. Cloth, yes. Wood, not yet, but we will do later. We will end up bringing everything indoors for safety, but nothing will get hostile with us yet. The way this game works is the more our fort becomes worth, if I hit Z, created wealth, well, we ain't got any yet. So the more our fort becomes worth, the more we're likely to get attacked. Right, something else we spoke of earlier, a manager. So we're going to hit N for nobles. So we're going to come down to bookkeeper, and the position is vacant, so we're going to hit enter. So if we come down, it says adequate record keeper, and the rest have got no relevant skills. So Tun Kata Mamgoz is going to be our record keeper, so we hit enter. And there's S, settings. You can have different levels of precision. The higher the precision, the longer it'll take him to work it out. But I'm going to have high precision because I can't see the point otherwise. And he has made, he's requiring something. So we hit enter. He requires a meagre office. Now a meagre office is just a table and a chair, which is why I've queued a couple up. We then want a broker, because if we have to trade with anybody, he will be able to tell what our stuff is worth and what their stuff is worth, and not piss them off. So this is why we've got a competent persuader, adequate judge of intent, and adequate appraiser. Okay. Appraiser is the main thing for a broker. Chief medical dwarf. We have a skilled diagnostician. Right, no one else can do anything, so the carpenter is the medical dwarf. Manager. Our miner has adequate organiser. Remember seeing him? We did actually look at him before we embarked. So the manager requires something. He wants a meagre office. Okay. Right, let's let these boys go. Let's go. Now let's let these finish digging, because I want to get this dug. There is ways of min-max, and I could be flying around and creating loads of things, but I'm trying to teach this a bit, so... Right, I've paused it again, and we're going to go for P for stockpile. Now you may have already guessed, or probably not to be fair, but you shouldn't need to. F for food. Okay, so we push enter, come all the way down the bottom, enter, little thin stockpile, push escape, and then push Q. S for settings. Food. So we can push B for block all, and then we're going to come down. Remember, what was the only thing we forbid? Seeds. So P, we're going to permit seeds. So that's basically the seeds for our farm, because these are going to be our farms. If you probably heard me whittering on, all I was worried about was there any soil up here? And that is for our farms. So why is no one bringing anything to our stockpile? Because they're gathering plants, because I've asked them to gather so many plants. Right. So, P, stockpile, food. You can copy stockpiles, but I'm not going to get into that because that is quite complicated. I mean, you can work it out for yourself. It's not overly complicated, but there's no point in me bringing it up in this tutorial. Escape, Q, settings, food, block all, permit seeds. So these are going to be all our seeds. Right. Escape. So we want build. P is for farm plots. Again, you haven't got to remember it. This was all listed. If I go escape, if you look down the list, it will say P for farm plot. Right, now we change the size of our farm plot the same way we change the size of our embark. So U makes it go up, and K makes it go across. And then the cursor keys move it around. Right, I would really love, and I mean love, some plump helmets, because that's what we brew all our booze out of, but we didn't bring them. Did we bring any seeds? Let's make that a farm plot. And we might get some seeds out of what we're gathering outside, so that can be a thing. Right. So we'll get them 2 farm plots going. I think we might as well get all this ploughed up. Well, we'll just get that one done to start with, so I'm not sure what we've got. We'll hit Q. We'll go to our still. Hit A. Extract from plants. E. R. Alt and W. Shift and A. Right. So it's asking us to extract liquid. We want to extract seeds of any material. So we're going to go for seeds. We've now got 100 seeds apparently. Okay. Fine. So that, if you noticed, if I go back to that with Q, that's got an S next to it, a suspended. And that is because I'll go to Alt and W for workflow. We've asked it to do 5 to 10. It's already got 100, so it's not gonna bother doing any. We do with another workshop, so we'll go build workshops, T for mechanics. If you thought I mentioned a drawbridge, we need a mechanic for the drawbridge. We also need some stone. Right. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to build. we need a butcher. There's this horrible thing called miasma, and what it is basically stink. Like rotten corpses will cause stink. So all the way back to the main menu, D. Right, rotten corpses will make a horrible, horrible stink, and yeah, no one likes a horrible stink. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a butcher's and a tanner's here. So we're going to mine through this wall, D. I don't think that's anything there. It might be. We'll go all the way to the staircase. Right, we'll go 5 by 5. Give them plenty of room for their stink. Right, we'll put a butcher's and a tanner's in there. Don't need that one. Right, so we've got this extra bit we don't want. So X. Double tap, gone. That'll do. Right, so we'll get the miners on that. And I'll show you a little trick. Right, expedition leader cancels give water, needs, that'll say empty bucket. If we put A, needs non-economic hard rock, construct a door. Alright, so here's come to mine that from the outside, which is quite handy in a way, because we're going to pause the game. So we're now going to go build, construct, which is walls, floors, stairs, track. So that's Shift and C. We want Shift and F, which is fortification. Now fortification will be a wall with slots in it, like arrow slits, but it lets air out, so it will let the miasma stink out. So we're going to place that fortification there, and we'll just use a piece of wood because that's all we've got. Right, if you look at R for our, go back to the main menu, R, no, A for announcements. Mason cancels construct rock door. We need non-economic hard rock. We need stone. We basically need stone. So we're going to go down. We're going to come here. Oops. D for dig. H for ramp. I want to dig a ramp. I'm going to dig a ramp because we want to let the trade caravans in. Let me just have a look at the map. We want to let the trade, we're quite near the edge of the map, so we need to come away from the edge of the map as well. That's fine. We'll go here. We want to let the trade caravans in, and they won't go downstairs. They need to go down a ramp. So we'll do H for channel, which is so space, not space, enter, cross 3. That's now building a ramp that goes downward. In fact, I'm not happy with that, so I'm going to hit X. I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to turn the corner first, so we're going to go D. I don't know if that would have worked or not. Probably would, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to turn the corner, then we're going to put our channel in there, and move forward 1. I'll just zoom in because I don't know if you can see this. Right, so we're right in front of the channel, so we're now going to hold Shift and full stop. So we've gone down, dig, enter, across 3. Alright, how far are we from the edge of the map? Far enough, just. I think a depot can only be built more than 10 blocks from the edge of a map. So I'm going to designate some more digging here. And I'm going to have a big, like I said, you don't need to have a 1x1 doorway. We're going to have a massive doorway into there. And then we're going to have another area there. Things like to be symmetrical. Right, too many escapes. Let's go back up. What have we got here then? Right, we can cheat a little bit here. I don't know if we've got any of our tables or not. Let's try. BT needs table. Right, see it says there capital P, planning mode off. So we hit Shift and P, we've got planning mode on now. So we can build a table even though we haven't got one. So when there is a table, it will get built. So we're going to put a table there. We're going to move across. We're going to put another table here. Hit escape. Now we hit C for throne. Needs a throne. This is because we run out of rock, so nothing's getting built by our mason. So again, we're going to put planning mode on for thrones. We're going to put one there. We're going to put one there. This is going to be our office. A piss take, I know, but we're min-maxing a little bit. This is going to be an office for our manager and an office for our bookkeeper. Also, we're going to build a bed. Needs a bed. Well, our carpenter hasn't even made any beds yet. See that we've given them too much work to do basically. So Shift and P for planner mode for beds. We'll have a bed there, and a bed there. Right, they're in the hallway, but they'll prefer that to sleeping on the floor. Oops. Right, hit space, unpause. They are in the workshops doing stuff. At any point you can hit Q and you can go over them, see what they're doing, or you can just use the mouse if that's easier. See, they're now storing seed barrels are going in the area. Let's see if they've got any seeds gathered for us yet. Aye. Now we can't brew any drinks yet. Right, we have a farm plot ready, so if we push Q and we come on here, A, we've got no seeds we can grow in the spring. B, we've got no seeds we can grow in the summer. We've got no seeds we can grow in the winter. And we've got no underground seeds. What seeds did we bring? Stocks. Seeds. 100. Question mark. See, our stockbroker hadn't took stock properly yet. Oh, either we ain't got the seeds in stock. What's in here? Nothing's in there. What's in this bag? Sunberry seeds. So they obviously need to grow outside. So I hit F1 then to get back outside. Sorry, I want to see where our zone is. I don't want to plough that up. Right, so if we come over here, a bit dangerous. I don't like operating outside. So if we build plot, and we've got to do something, otherwise we're going to run out of food and alcohol. So we're going to build one there, and we're going to build another one. Oh, that's bed placement. I pushed the wrong button. You'll do that quite a lot. In fact, your first fort will probably die. Your first fort will probably die to thirst. Another fort will die to hunger. Your forts will die to all sorts of silly, stupid little things to start with. Right, I'm a bit concerned that we really do not... What's this? Alcohol. Stray dog has been found dead. Alright, so whatever happened to our dog, he died, basically. Units. Everyone's busy. Digging, constructing rock door, making a wheelbarrow, gathering plants. Right, let me show you something. If we go up, so a shift and comma, centre this, go shift and H for hotkeys. So we'll now put F2 and Z zoom here. So we now go F, so we can now go F1, F2, F1, F2, excellent. So if we go down to our next layer, we'll go Shift and H, F3, Z. Zoom here. So we can now go F1, F2, F3. F1 will center up a bit better. So we'll go Shift and H, F1, zoom. Right, so we now got all our hotkeys set up. We've struck something, not any good. Right, Q. Is this farm ready? I think it might be. Right, prickleberries. So we'll hit enter for, we'll hit A. So A is for the spring. We'll grow prickleberries in the spring by hitting enter. B, prickleberries. C, prickleberries. D, prickleberries. If we'd hit shift and enter, that would have done all 4 seasons, but I didn't know if prickleberries will grow in all 4 seasons or not. Right, construction nearly done. We'll give him a minute to get done. Right, he's done. Right, oh yeah, Q. Prickleberries. I thought we brought some other stuff. Minus. Wild carrot plants. See, no seeds. It was prickleberries all I brought. Really? Honestly. That must have been. Alright, and shift and enter. So that one gets prickleberries all 4 seasons. Right, so we're growing loads of prickleberries, basically. Hopefully we can brew them. I'm a bit concerned. Have we got anything yet we can brew? And why is there nothing in the stockpile? Why is that not stockpile? P. Alright. Custom stockpile. Did that not place it? Alright then, enter. Something went wrong with this. I placed a stockpile. No wonder everything's still sitting on the floor outside. Escape Q. Right. Shift and R is maximum amount of barrels. Shift and V is maximum amount of bins. Hit W and we'll hit 1, so that means they can use 1 wheelbarrow. S. Right, we done this, didn't we? Yeah, we did. So I don't know why it didn't take. Right, they will start moving things in there now. That's half the problem. Unless things are in stockpiles, the dwarfs don't know they own them. Right, so we're going to do another stockpile out here. We'll do it. I need to hit zones again, see where the zones are. I don't want to interfere with my animal zones too much. Right, P. R for refuse. We'll hit shift and we'll go across. We'll just do a little one. Well, that's quite big actually. It's not actually that little, to be honest. Escape Q. We don't want any barrels, any bins, any wheelbarrows. It is for refuse. And we want to forbid skulls, bones, shells, teeth, horns, hooves and hair, because like I said, our crafts dwarfs will use them to make interesting things. Right. I keep hitting escape that one extra time. Doesn't matter, you'll do it loads. Right, F3, how's that coming on? They will find things. Right, there's the wheelbarrow. There's another wheelbarrow. They're all the things that got stuck in the workshops. If workshops get jammed up, your dwarfs don't work. Ah, that's dug out. Right, build door. We do definitely want a door here because this is where the stink room is going to be. Bauxite. We had some rock. Right. W for workshop, U for butcher. So we'll put a butcher there. Bauxite. N. We'll have a tanner here. So that's where all the stinky corpses will be. Alright, while we're down in the depths of the farming area, let's pause a minute and designate a little bit more digging, because we're still farming. We could have made our other farms safe. There is a trick. We don't want chop down trees. We want to designate D for mine and double tap. You can take the surface off, dig a pit, and then put a floor over the top of it, and the game actually recognises it as still being outside. Bit cheaty, but it works. So that way you can actually grow outdoor crops indoors. Alright, I'm going to keep checking the still, because like I said, if they run out of booze, they'll go insane and fight each other to death. Right, we can't brew drink from plant or fruit yet. I would really like to get the brewing going. Oh, we need to build a kitchen. Build, workshop, kitchen is Z. We'll have that, kitchen. And when we build a kitchen, we need to go to Z, go across with the right under kitchen. Now you can choose what gets brewed and what's get cooked. So barley is going to get brewed. Cabbage leaves are going to get cooked. Can we brew them? No. Can't brew leeks. We can't brew lettuce leaves. We can't. Quinoa, we can brew that. We can brew that. We have got stuff we can brew then. Table tats across the seeds. Sunberry seeds. Don't cook them. Can we brew them? Apparently not. What are we going to do with them? Right, so we've got to switch cook off. We don't want to cook with our swamp whiskey, and we don't want to cook with our beer, because that's all they got. Fish, yeah, cook a fish. So sunberry seeds. What can we do with sunberry seeds? And do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do what you will always do with Dwarf Fortress. You'll put their wiki on your favourites page, on your toolbar. Sunberry seeds, I'm surprised that ain't auto-completed for me yet. There were no results for sunberry seeds, really? Did I spell it correctly and everything? Z. Kitchen. Seeds. Sunberry. There is a space. Sunberry seeds. Seed. Lots of seeds. Sunberry seeds are an above ground plant food, naturally growing in all good areas. They have a high value. You can be brewed into sunshine, the highest value alcohol. Right. Okay. So why did they not show? So we can brew them for the highest. They can be brewed into sunshine. I expect we need probably a high level brewer, don't we? And probably need a really high level gardener to grow them. Sunberry seeds. They're not even showing up, are they? That's alphabetical order and they're not in there. Right. Don't understand. Probably need a super high level grower. Unpause. Things are happening. So what is happening? F3, F2. Not got a kitchen yet. You can quite easily check your workshops just like scrolling over them. So they've got suspended extract from plants. That's building. Bed is active. Other stuff is all still on repeat. Mechanics workshop. We want to make some mechanisms. We'll put that on a workflow, and we will leave that as 10 because they build them quite quickly. Mason's just got to construct a door. He's done all the tables. We're waiting for cooking on the kitchen, and everything's still go on the craft dwarf. Right. I know what I was going to do. F1. So we're going to build BG a bridge. Right. So this is a little bit more convoluted. So U is going to make the bridge that long. One high would fill the doorway, but I don't like that because you can't tell if they're open or not. So we're going to go K to make it taller. So this, if we put it here, we've got some keys you're familiar with. AA, D, X and S. These are directional. If we push W, it will open upwards. If we push I, it will open to the upwards to the left. If we push D, it will open upwards to the right. And if we push X, it will open upwards toward down, if you know what I mean. The top will come up towards me where I'm sitting. That sounds strange. S will retract, will essentially just disappear. Like if you've got a pit underneath, it'd be a big trap fall. So at the moment, dwarfs could walk over the top of it. But if we raise it, they're then going to have to go through the zigzag. When the zigzag will be dug out, so we're going to place that, and we're going to make it out of bauxite. So we scroll down with the plus key. It wants two pieces. We'd either hit enter twice or just hit shift and enter. So they're now going to build essentially a drawbridge there. We'll let them get on with that. And they are all busy. What are they doing? 2 are digging. Oh, busy. 3 are eating. One's constructing rock mechanisms and one's drinking. Great. We'll be running out of everything soon. And we haven't even got a water supply yet. That's bad. If they run out of alcohol and we run out of water, this fort could die to dehydration. Which would be really bad. Especially for what is essentially meant to be a tutorial fort. I want them to get some plant. There must be some plants out there that we can brew. Not yet. So frustrating. Kitchen. Aye. Prepare easy meal. Repeat. Get that in the workflow. Biscuits of any material. We better go for 10 to 30. Oops. 1,030. I am really concerned about the drink situation and the fact that we don't have a water supply yet. We have got some water, but that's the other side of the map, and that's really bad. I keep hitting escape one extra time. Right, they really need to be getting stuff indoors. Drink, sleep. Now 3 of them are sleeping, and they'll be sleeping on the floor, so they're going to be pissed right off. We did give them too much to do, basically. Creating 2 farms that we're not using didn't help. A lot of Dwarf Fortress can be sitting around waiting as well, which is fine, because I was going to say that these videos will be quite relaxing actually. They're not going to be super dynamic. It's not going to be like when I done Minecraft and try and get 50 million things done in one episode and have it. This is going to be much more chilled out. And as for me recording again, I don't know what I'm going to get done. I'm not, you know, I've been a bit sporadic the last couple of years because work and real life, but I enjoy recording, so now you'll get it when I got time, and simple as that. But I've been playing Dwarf Fortress a lot recently. It took me a long while to get into it. It is tricky to get into, but once you had someone talk you through the basics, I mean, this, if we had plump helmets, we would now be brewing alcohol and growing plump helmets, and we would be laughing. We'd be making so much booze, but we ain't got that option yet, because that's the worst embark I've ever had. I've never had an embark where they haven't had nearly all the things I want. Right, we can do a little something here. See that dwarf in that bed? Well, if we go over that bed, we've only got 1. Click R to make a bedroom. Size it up, that'll do. That's encompassing all 3 beds. Hit enter. and D for dormitory, so they'll all sleep there and no one will claim a bed. If you make it a bedroom, someone will actually claim a bed, but we'll make it a dormitory. Alright, so they'll now all go and sleep. They'll share them beds. It has started raining. Oh goody goody. I want to see a couple of chairs, because once we get the chairs we can assign the chairs to the manager and the bookkeeper, and they'll then start doing their work. I think the farmer's complaining that he's got no prickleberry seeds, but I'm assuming that the prickleberry seeds are in one of these barrels. There's sunberry seeds. Or have we run out of prickleberry seeds? What's in this bag? Gypsum plaster. Well, I suppose I could make a small stockpile out here for seeds, really. I presume they'll be okay outside. Block all seeds. Permit. Right. 2 idlers. The manager's claiming he's got no job, and the expedition leader's got no job. Well, that's bullshit. There's loads of work need doing. I want to see some brewing is what I want to see. They're using the wheelbarrow, but then they're bringing it back. We want to build, which would be Shift and D is depot. This is a trade depot. We're going to stick that right in the middle there. We're going to make it out of bauxite, seeing that's completely surrounded in bauxite. If you notice, that first number, sorry, was a distance, so how far away the materials are. Then we're going to build a stockpile here, and that's going to be G for finished goods. So we're going to put that, we're going to escape, and then we're going to hit S because we want a Q rather. Then we want S to change settings because we actually want that. That is at the moment finished goods, but we want to add weapons and trap components, and that will add our spiked wooden balls and weapons as well, but that'll do for now. We don't want to be too fussy about it for the moment. So he's now building a depot, trade depot, because the dwarfs are coming just before winter sets in apparently. But it's just that useless place that we come from. They won't have no bloody plump helmets or plump helmet spawn. This is bad. This is really bad. Our dwarfs are going to go insane because they need alcohol. They're all raging alcoholics. Right. Also, we need to look for water. So what's our deepest level? Well, that was our deepest level. Where's our staircase? Right, so if you designate D, dig, and you can do an inspection. If we go down, that's there, and we go down, see there, we're there, it's okay. So we've missed all this, but I could have seen that anyway. So we'll go I. Right, you can dig multiple levels, so I hit enter there. I'm not hitting enter yet, I'm now going to hit shift and greater than, or shift and period, full stop, whatever you call it, so that's greater than. And we're going to go down about 20 levels, and then hit enter. So that's now designated that through all the levels, so you can do multiple level designation, which is freaking awesome if you want to copy a pattern all the way down. Be careful not to give your dwarves too much to do though. Still, I'm still going to keep checking the still. Oh, we still can't brew a drink from anything. Oh, this is worrying. We're gonna have to buy. We're gonna have to buy everything. But to buy everything, we need to trade, and we need some people to come and visit us. We need people to come and visit us. Stop production of biscuits. So they're clearly made enough biscuits. Oh right, they've done another room for us. Right, D. No, we don't want mine. We want build door. So these doors are all ready for us because we queued them up. Right, Shift and N is nest box. There's a nest box. We've got one nest box. See distance 20 blocks, 20 tiles away, so we'll have that. Back to the main menu. I. This is past. This is zones, remember? So we're going to draw the zone. N for make it a pen and a pasture. Shift and N. Now, even though our turkeys are already pastured, if you assign them to another pasture, that will immediately move them into the new assignment. So if you've got turkey hens, they will lay eggs. If you've got a turkey gobbler, they will then, what do you call it, fertilise the eggs and get baby turkeys. But what you need to do is you need to lock this door. You need to lock this door, so that otherwise the dwarfs will come and get the eggs. What's he doing? Prepare an easy meal. Okay, fair enough. I'd like to see one of them chairs and tables be placed. Well, all 3 beds are in now. So that's something. We could even place the other beds, because we've got a work order going on beds, haven't we? So they're being continuously built. So they won't all sleep at the same time anyway. But they'll now have 6 beds in that. I know it's not a proper dormitory, so we haven't built them a room, but dwarfs, they're not that fickle. They don't need spoiling too much. I'd like to see some chairs and tables go in though. Oh, the dwarves are now moving the turkeys into the area. Nothing's been growing in the farm, which is a bit distressing. This is going to be an interesting fort, because I've never had an embark before where there's been so many things missing on the shopping list. We've stuck limonite and hematite. Right, I'm just going to have to show you that, because if we type in iron, which is like your most... It's not like Minecraft where it's bloody everywhere, because that really isn't. But our ores are hematite, limonite and magnetite. We've got 2 of the 3 iron ores, which is freaking fantastic. But we're not... Our dwarfs are so busy right now, I can't really get them on metal production. That's a bit of a luxury, but that's okay. It's okay for now. We'll get into that more in the next episode, I should imagine, and I'll show you how to designate mine and ore veins automatically and things, which is really good stuff. I think all our turkeys are in, are they? No, I think we're missing one. So I'm getting ready to lock the doors. Oh. Just seeing what's going on in the workshops. Oh, we could get our masons not doing anything, so we could get him to just make stone blocks, because blocks are lighter, so they're a lot easier to transport than actual raw rock. Don't want them to go crazy with them, because they'll fill the stockpile up too quickly. Actually, we can allow for that. We'll do a blocks and bars stockpile in our disused farm, since we haven't got any bloody plump helmets to grow. And then we get the settings on this one, Q and S, and just forbid blocks and bars of all sorts. That would have been easy just to hit D on blocks and bars, to be honest. Right, saving. It is now summer. See, it's purple nasty. That's miasma. Miasma, look. Miasma is a nasty, horrible stink that dwarfs don't like, but it's because the dwarfs are so busy. There's food that's actually rotten in the kitchen. Food is rotten in the kitchen because the dwarfs are too busy to move it into a barrel, or the carpenters aren't producing enough barrels for the food. Well, my tables and chairs aren't getting built. The farms are not getting planted. Leeks. I've got some leek seeds. Don't know where they come from. Probably found them. B. Leeks. Right, we're growing leeks there now in the summer, which is now. I don't know why they can't find the prickleberries. See, the prickleberries are probably still in this stockpile. Yeah, prickleberry seeds, there they are. Second item down. See, because they're not in a stockpile, they don't know they got them. And everyone is so busy, which is my fault for giving them so many jobs to do, that they still don't realise. Right, what's going on? Carve up, down staircase. Yeah, he's going down. Store an item, make wooden barrel, make blocks, store. On this unit screen as well, we can also do the view unit and look at his thoughts and preferences. He feels satisfied at work within the last season. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. Yeah, they're drinking all the piss. He felt satisfied upon improving mining. He was annoyed when caught in the rain. He felt fondness talking with a friend. He felt bitter after getting into an argument. He felt satisfied at work. He was annoyed sleeping on a rough cave floor. Euphoric again due to inebriation. He is a member of the Single Diamond. He is a manager of the Single Diamond. He is a citizen of the Merchant of Tightness. Oh, right. There's all sorts going on, and you can look him up in Legends, and he will be in there as one of the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, and his whole life will be in there. It's absolutely ridiculous compared to the tiny little small area that we're playing on. Right, that drawbridge is built now, so we're going to build capital T for traps and levers. L, we're going to build a lever, and we're going to put it here for now. And that used up one bauxite mechanism. See if they ain't got enough to do anyway. They're going to build a lever, and then we'll hook that lever up to the drawbridge, and then that will work. You have struck mica. Yeah, we ain't found any coal yet or anything that we can burn as fuel, so we'll probably end up having to build a wood furnace and build burn logs, but that'll take a dwarf to burn logs. That just said we struck silver. Silver is the best weapon for a warhammer because it's heavy. You want heavy warhammers, you want light sharp swords, light sharp armour. Yeah, we're striking native silver. We go down, we can see all these things. Again, you can push K for look. Put your cursor on something and that'll tell you what it is. So that's a rough hewn chalk wall. That's tetrahedrite. We can get copper and silver out of that. There's a gem. We can cut gems. Right, that'll probably be native. That's limonite. That's one of our iron ores. That's hematite. That's the other iron ore. I'll just show you a little trick. You hit Control and V. Control and V. They will now dig that vein. Control and V is automatically a vein dig, and that's a little trick done by DF Hack for us. Yep. I don't really care about any of these. I'm actually looking for water. That's like our most important thing, really, since we're so short of drink. Galena. I think you get copper or silver from Galena. You will learn geology through Dwarf Fortress. It's educational. You can tell your parents that. What are you playing in bloody video games? It's educational, Pa, Ma. Right. They've not hit a water yet, so I'm going to go down one. Down one. Right, so D, I. Down 20 levels. Top right tells you at the moment it's 27, so we'll go down to 47. We'll give it another 20 levels. So I'm going to set them digging. Hit space. Come back up here. I would really like to assign that table and chairs, but that ain't going to happen tonight. That is going to happen next episode. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this Dwarf Fortress series. If you've got any questions at all, put them in the comments. And don't laugh at my thumbnail, because I'm drawing them myself. I ain't drawn anything for like 30 years since I left school, and I'm now having a little sketch. So see you in the next one. Bye bye.